Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Megan.
And I'm Sierra, and for today's video we are doing a good old-fashioned Q&A. It's been like 9
We
months.
did a pack and prep Q&A, but like
True.
a little different.
Sometimes I feel like it's nice to sit down, you know, at least like once or twice a year. Evidently, I guess 3 times a year if that Costa Rica pack and prep counts. Just to catch you guys up on anything new in life. See if you guys have any questions for us that need to be updated.
So let's get to it. I asked you guys on my Instagram to give us any questions. So
That's why you need to make sure you're following us, because we usually just alternate whoever is asking stuff or wanting you guys to participate in these types of things.
Our first question, favorite go-to dinner recipes recently. Sierra and I are nothing if not consistent with our dinner recipes.
Yeah, I mean, every few months, like, we'll have a new one that we try out. If you guys have been watching our channel for a while, you know our tried and true, like, Instant Pot Pasta's been that girl for a few years.
Taco pasta's been my recent fave.
I agree.
It's really good. It's the viral one from TikTok, so
Yeah.
anyone can look it up.
Super easy, like, just, you know, so few ingredients, you throw it all in one pot, and then you let it simmer, and then it's done. And, like, that is by far, like, my favorite style of dinner recipe. Is just, like, everything goes in one pot, minimal
Yes.
prep. Or Megan and I make it minimal prep if, like, things need to get cut. We're lazy, and we buy, like, the pre-cut stuff. So.
I also, this has been more of, like, a recent thing, and, like, it's only, you know, we haven't done it consistently, but I have been kind of getting into like a salmon phase, or like it's been easy to do like salmon asparagus on just like one sheet and cooking that together.
And that's always good with rice if you want like a green or side or something. I was gonna have us do potatoes when we did that, but then I forgot those were for our burger bowls. That's also been in rotation for a couple months too.
Everything just, if it
it's
can
also
be
like,
all put
here's
together.
the thing, burger bowls so much easier to make than just like burgers and fries on the side.
Yes.
And it tastes the same. So I'm just like, why would we made burgers not that long ago?
It was so hard for us.
No,
I don't know
literally.
why it was so challenging, but I was like, never
like,
again.
all of this when I could have just made a burger bowl. So, and again, it's like a one pot thing, or like you have the sides that you just throw in after the fact. So, love a one pot meal. Someone asked, any special plans for end of the quarter year? It's the end of the year so soon. Megan has her trip coming up. I don't know what else you want to divulge about that. We do have a video or a vlog coming up when Megan goes on
I'll have
the
a vlog
trip.
of my solo trip. I'm going to be posting on TikTok different things as well. So I'm excited for it, but I'm, again, kind of waiting to hold off on giving too many details until after the fact. And other than that,
I guess we both have Jonas Brothers concert it's on October 5th. They're coming to Des Moines. So we're going to be going to that with our older sister, Haley.
no other specific trips booked or really even like thought of, at least for me.
I don't know that I'll be doing any like traveling for the rest of the year, mostly because like my work schedule, I don't know how it'll work out because my coworker recently left, and
That's
I
for
don't
them to
have,
figure out.
you know, anyone else to sub in right now.
Next question, someone asked makeup products that we live by. As two people who don't do a whole lot for makeup, I still have like my favorite products that I think if you're someone who's like a very light makeup person, or you like a no makeup look, these are some great products. So this is not really makeup, but I'm gonna give it a shout out anyways. This is the Good Molecules Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. I feel like it's good at depuffing your eyes, and just I do that every morning when I wake up. Then I'm a huge Pixi product fan, so I have got the Pixi On The Glow blush. I love this stuff, and I think it's a nice color and it blends in super easily. Also Pixi, I have got their Hello Kitty lip tone. It's a lip gloss that I think is pretty flattering. And then I have the Pixi Vitamin C Under Eye Brightener. This is kind of my version of concealer. It's very light coverage, but again, since I don't wear a full face of makeup, I feel like this just looks a little bit better and less like, oh my god, you have a bunch of concealer under your eyes. So I really like that as well. And then this product is, I didn't like it when I first tried it, and it's grown on me, and I actually really like it as a mascara now, but this is the Essence Lash Princess Mascara.
I have a few products to shout out. So the one that I use as a makeshift concealer for the same reason that Megan said is like I don't wear any foundation, and so like for the longest time, like from I think middle school when I started wearing makeup to like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I was using concealer, and then I got to a point where I stopped wearing makeup like at all because I was like, I can just see the concealer under my eyes and it's not blending into anything. It doesn't look good. So I use the Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint. I guess Supercharged is the brand. And it's a color corrector so that it cancels out the under eye circles, but then it blends out a little bit easier because it's not like a noticeable shade difference.
It's opaque.
So that's what I use for my under eyes. And then I'm a big fan of the Benetint blush. It's a classic, obviously. Put a couple dots on my cheeks, blend it out. Sometimes I'll put it on my nose in the summertime to make it look like I'm a little bit sunburnt. I personally like that look. And then I've got my Laneige Grapefruit Lip Balm. Someone asked, how will the living arrangements be if Sierra moves in with her boyfriend? Full disclosure, I have not talked to my boyfriend about like moving in together anytime soon. But like Megan and I have kind of like briefly
We've talked about before,
stuff
prior to you really
entering into, neither of us were in a relationship.
And so we had like ideas and thoughts because this has been posed before when we
It was
first
like,
bought our
yeah,
house.
we bought the house,
people were like, what are you
gonna
do? And originally like we had a lot of different scenarios and stuff. I feel like now I have a better idea of like I personally, like we in the past had been more open to being like maybe they like we'd all move in together. Maybe like I don't know. And I am now more in the camp of like I think it's gonna be best for everyone if like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So if and when the time comes, I anticipate. Unfortunately, I kind of envision that I will be the one moving out.
Well, the other thought that I had, cause like, you know, I was like, I don't want to make you move out if you don't want to. Like, but my boyfriend lives in an apartment right now. I'm not moving into his apartment. Like, that is for sure. If we were to move in together, it would either be this house or we would have to get a place that has like a separate yard. Cause I'm like, we both have dogs. I would not get a place that does not have a yard.
So either that or like if I do decide like I can move if I need to. So like I would either, I don't know if I look into like buying something else myself and or more likely I'd probably look into like renting a townhome or house of the sort and then Sierra's boyfriend would rent from me. So that's kind of where I'm at with that at the moment. And I think it'd be good and best for you guys as well to like, if you're gonna live together, like live together on your own without me being there. And
you and then us and the two dogs. You don't think that sounds fun?
So I've kind of come to a conclusion with
but
that.
my boyfriend has like signed his lease for the next year, so like we aren't talking about that at this moment.
Someone said, do you miss college / any aspect of school life?
A
little bit. I think I miss, because here's the thing, I do love being out of school and like not always having to be studying and learning and all that stuff, but there is this part of me like to my core I do feel like I am kind of like
a student.
I do love to be a student and learn things, especially when I'm in that mindset. And so I have kind of been trying to use that to encourage myself to like get a little bit more involved in taking some CEUs and learning things that way. So a little bit, yes. I also do miss like being in Iowa City and like having all like the sporting stuff going on. I feel like I haven't gotten to go to as many things for Iowa as I would like to. So that's been a little bit upsetting because I love the Hawks and I love watching them play. I just haven't been there, so.
I think what I miss about being in school and like undergrad specifically is that you're almost like playing adult, you know? At least in my case, I feel like I didn't have any like real responsibilities. Obviously like, we had, you know, school and we had to take that seriously, but like you're kind of just like playing life. Like, oh, I got my classes today that I have to do, and like you're just like going about your daily routine, but you know, it's less pressure, I guess, than like, you know, the job that you have to maintain and all that stuff. So that's what I miss. Someone asked any personal goals that you guys have. Going off of Megan's last tangent about being more interested in like educating ourselves like post-grad, I have not officially signed up for, but I think I'm going to sign up for getting my GCS certification, which makes you a geriatric certified specialist, because like in school there was like, oh, you can do residencies or like get these special certifications and you just need either to do a residency or to like have a certain amount of experience and then you take an exam. And then I just kind of thought, I was like, oh, I've been working for 2.5 years now with, you know, basically entirely a geriatric population, so I have the hours. I would just need to study for and then take the exam and pass, obviously. So that could be in my future over the next 4 or 5 months. I just signed up for like literally yesterday. I am now trying to get LSVT Big certified, so I'm doing that. I could also take my GCS, but I'm a little bit less sure if I want to do that like right away, so I might let Sierra do that, and then maybe if I'm interested I can do that later on, but I am prioritizing the LSVT Big program. These courses are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
So that is kind of on our radar, and then we have some entrepreneurial things on the side that we're keeping on the down low right now. But it's not really exciting for you guys, but it's exciting for us.
Yeah,
but we will
share things in the works,
eventually.
and that's been fun to be working on. Okay, next question is, what is our favorite weekend trip that we've done?
I feel like I'm gonna say something like totally blank on, like another trip that was also
I actually
great.
just went through, I was like scrolling through my own TikTok, and I actually have made a TikTok post of like ranking some of my favorite weekend trips. So I know.
First of all, what do you think classifies like as a weekend trip?
I think like
Obviously it takes place over the weekend, but like how many days will you give it?
3 to 4.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think 5, I'm like,
That's
5 is kind of just a vacation.
Yeah. So I think that personally my favorite weekend trip that we've done was probably to Catalina Island.
I think so too.
But like lots of honorable mentions. New York I think is a great
I feel like Catalina
trip.
Island was like a fun, unique one. Not that like it's a popular place, but like I feel like it was just a
Not many
unique
people
one
go
for
there.
us. New York is always a fun one. I feel like I could go back to New York a million times and like never get bored. Like it seems like, you know, that type of city.
Like I basically like I only want to go for a weekend. I don't want to go
Yes.
for like a prolonged period of time. Other honorable mentions, we've done quite a few trips just like purely for the sake of
Las
going to
Vegas.
concerts. So like we went to Las Vegas, we went to Houston. Those were both fine. I wouldn't say like that they were on the
Need to
top
go
of my
back?
list. Las Vegas I would go back again for Bruno Mars. So
But yeah, I think Catalina Island would be top. And
we
New
also
York
Boston and
maybe-
Cape Cod was also like a really good weekend trip too.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
We just did that one. Okay, that one's up there too. Maybe. Do I think that
I
was
still
more than
think
Catalina Island?
I think
or-
Catalina Island is still
And then Boston
best,
and Cape
but like
Cod.
we did have better company.
Yes.
It was just us. It was just us in
We had
Catalina
more
Island.
company.
So we had more company. So like a girls trip to Catalina Island would be a fabulous time.
Okay, those are my top 2, I think. Next person asked, if you could live in any fictional book, which one would it be?
Akatar is my thought.
That was my thought as well. We were
I would
going through
love
it,
to
was
live
like,
in
I don't know.
Valeris.
I feel like it was like with all fantasy books, I'm like, oh, like that would be fun, like the war aspect. No, it would freak me out. I wouldn't want to live
Right.
in a world
But-
with war. But
I would love to be a part of the inner circle and like have
Be
them
part
be
of
my
the group.
friends.
Yeah.
Next question, in the next 10 years, would you want to still be living in Iowa? I anticipate most likely yes. I am always someone who kind of says never say never. You don't know. But we just
I
talked
wouldn't
about
see
in our
myself
podcast.
anticipating or I wouldn't see myself being the one to like put
Initiate.
forth the move. It would be like my partner would have to say like for whatever reason like work wise or like, you know, if they wanted to move, like, you know, it'd have to be a conversation. But I don't think I would initiate moving out of state, out of city even.
Right. How has your relationship with your older sister changed since you got nieces and nephews? Interesting question.
I feel like our relationship personally hasn't changed. It's obviously just like the
She's just busier and has
expansion of her family like limits how much time we can spend with her and like times that we're able to hang out. But like even before she had kids, like not that we were in school in Iowa City and then she and her husband Ashton lived up in Cedar Rapids, which is about a 30-minute drive. And so like we didn't see each other all the time
Right.
then. So I feel like we almost see each other the same amount now.
I feel like our relationship has stayed pretty much the same. It just is sometimes now the conversations also include like her children and like obviously she's sharing just and she's in a different stage of her life than we are in. So when she shares about that, like I can't relate to that, but she's my sister still and like our personalities
still
and like
text
the
every
actual
day.
you know communication is pretty much the same. So yeah.
If you had to do a different job in healthcare, what would you do? Would you get out of the rehab world? Would you?
Here's what I would not do. I would never be a doctor. Just like with how residency and schooling and debt all goes for that, I just could not see myself doing that. I could never be a nurse. I could never be a nurse. Every day when I go to work, if I have patients that are all of a sudden like not becoming stay, every day when I'm at work, I am glad that I'm not a nurse because everyone needs the nurse. And if
Even
my
if
patient
it's like
starts
stuff that's not a
becoming
nursing thing, it's always like, let me ask the nurse. Like, do they have an appointment coming up? I don't know, let me ask the nurse. Like, I feel
like
bad doing that.
it seriously is like they do everything. And like if my patient's kind of got something weird going on,
Get the nurse.
I gotta go get the nurse and not me. So would never be a nurse, but I'm thankful for them. I think that jobs that could be interesting, you always hear really, really good things about being like a radio, what's the term?
A sonographer.
Well, that and or like a radiology tech or an imaging person. I don't know that it'd be like the most interesting day to day, but I hear just like good things about like work-life balance
and pay is pretty good, I
right.
think. I would consider maybe being a PA. Schooling for that is a lot more manageable, like better work-life balance than being a doctor. Still good pay. And I have had, my current PCP is a PA, and I have nothing but great thoughts about her. Trying to think, I briefly before I wanted to be a physical therapist, thought maybe I'd want to be a pharmacist. There is no way that I would want to be a pharmacist.
But I appreciate them.
My pharmacology unit that we had for 6 weeks in PT school was plenty for me to be like, good thing I did not choose to do that, because
Good riddance.
I have zero interest in this.
Next question, how long did it take you to feel comfortable at work as a new grad PT?
I feel like, I mean, it is gradual. Like, it's also just like a fake it till you make it
I was gonna
mentality.
say the same thing.
I think that, like, I didn't realize how much clinicals had helped me and prepared me for going into work, because I was like, well, you know, how much am I doing on my own? Am I relying on my CI? And then I got to work and it's like, I'm literally the only physical therapist on site. And so that was like the other thing, is like I had to heavily rely on my OT teammates to like just teach me like everything in terms of like how to work in that world. I would say by the time my coworker started working with me in May, or sorry, not May, in July or something, I'd been working at that point, May, June, July, like 3 months. I felt like I'd like gotten my footing at that point.
I feel like for me, so I started my first job in like a basically dementia only building in skilled nursing and long-term care, and like I was getting a little bit of training initially from the PT whose job I was taking over, and they were like moving on to a higher up position. And so like I had like the first couple days to like honestly kind of shadow and like dip my toes in a little bit, but then like, you know, by the end of the first week, like I am now like the leading PT doing like the evaluations and treatments, and then kind of like collaborating with, you know, our therapy team and the PTA I was working with. And I don't know if I just really am good at like, one thing about me is like, I don't want to be seen as being like incompetent or like not knowing what I'm talking about. So like, I very much like will be faking it till I make it the whole way through the day. And I wouldn't say like I felt like that necessarily the whole day. Like I did feel like I had a grasp of what I was doing and what was going on. But like, I'm just saying I don't remember starting my first job and feeling like I have no idea what I'm doing. I did feel like I knew what I was doing. And
I feel like you do know, you do what you know how to do, and then like everything else you like learn and enact along the way.
Yeah, like you can start, like go back to what you know and what you feel comfortable with, and then like any questions or thoughts or things that you want to look up after you're done for the day to bring with you the next day, that's always a good idea. But I would say like, you know, I'm always still learning. So like for sure that's the case. But like I felt comfortable and competent like definitely within like my first month of being at my job.
Okay, last one. What to look for in a dog daycare. I have a 9-month-old puppy I want to send a few days a week. This is a fun one to end on. Vegas is at daycare right now. I would say look for one that is maybe like family owned and operated. I feel like you're just more likely to get to know the staff. They're going to care more if they're the ones running it. Obviously finances, like whatever you want to spend is going to dictate what type of place you can afford, but
fun fact, Vegas failed his first daycare
oh, he did.
Tried.
Which was weird, and you might have to, I'm guessing whatever place you would go to, like they have to do some sort of trial day. He did great with interacting with the other dogs, but they failed him because he kept like whining and barking in the crate and like wouldn't settle down. And I was like, I don't know what to do with that information. I was like, they're like, do you crate train him? I'm like, yeah. he doesn't love his crate, but like he'll go in it. I don't know what to tell you if he's like whining. Anyway, so then I didn't go like follow up with them. They said that like they could do training and stuff, but I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna hold on this. And then thank God I did. The place he goes to now was initially just like an in-home pet service company, and then they had
so that could also be something you look at too.
Yeah,
then they might be more affordable.
Developed a brick and mortar daycare resort, and so he goes 3 times a week to that. They have so many activities for him. They do like enrichment stuff.
Put photos on the screen and just like
I'll try to
fun
photos up. I get photos of him every day, and they like give little updates if they do like little treats and stuff for like the holidays. Like they just really make it like, you know, the pets are so
he's having a good time.
So I would just say like look for a place that like puts in the extra effort, but like beyond just being like, you can drop your dog off here for the day, I guess, and like we'll watch him. Like they just go above and beyond. So,
and he comes home so tired.
Yeah, like that's the other thing is like the more activity and stuff they can provide, like the more enriched they are, and like the better for you. So get your money's worth.
Alright, well I think that's all we have for the questions in this video. Thank you guys for sending them in. Hopefully we provided some new insight to things you guys maybe didn't know about, or just new things we haven't quite shared yet.
If you have any other questions that you want to comment down below, sometimes we'll look through the comments and try to answer some of those as well. Otherwise, subscribe, You can let us know any other videos you want to see in the future, whether it's, you know, types of vlogs you want to see, reading or book content that you want to see, something new. You know, we're always trying to think of new fun ideas.
And we will talk to you guys in our next video.
Bye!
Bye.